Homework. Ugh, just the word can be exhausting, right? For so many of us teachers, it feels like this constant battle. But what if we could actually turn it from a chore into a really powerful learning tool? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into today.
So let's just start by asking a question. Think about your classroom. Right now, is homework a nightly battle for you, your students, and their parents? Or is it where you're seeing real breakthroughs in understanding? It's a really tough balance, and it's a frustration pretty much everyone can relate to.
So, to fix this, we've got to start by completely rethinking the very purpose of homework. It's time to move way beyond the old idea that it's just, well, something students are supposed to do.
And this slide, wow, it really lays it all out, doesn't it? You've got two very different paths. Over on the left, you have busy work. We all know what this is. It's the stuff we assign out of routine, the worksheet that just feels like a box to be checked. But on the right, you see purposeful work. Now, this is where the magic happens. This is where every single assignment is designed to do one of two things: deepen knowledge or practice a skill. Our goal is to live on the right side of this slide.
And look, this isn't just some feel-good philosophy. The research is pretty clear on this. The right kind of homework absolutely boosts student achievement. But, and this is the critical part, it should not be a burden. The second it starts causing that nightly stress, that conflict at home, it just loses all its value. It can even make kids start to hate learning.
So, the big question is, how do we do it? How do we get all the benefits without the burnout? Well, it all comes down to one thing: the power of purpose. The why behind every single assignment we give. I love this idea. Think of a student's brain like a giant, growing web of knowledge. Every new thing they learn needs to connect to something that's already there. That's the real goal of homework. It's not about piling on more and more isolated facts. It's about helping students weave that rich tapestry of understanding, which makes the whole structure stronger.
Okay, so what does this purposeful homework actually look like? Here's a simple checklist for you. 1. It has a clear purpose that the students actually get. 2. It's structured so that they can actually do it and feel successful. And 3. It does one of two things. It either deepens their understanding of a topic or it helps them get more fluent with a skill. That's it. That's the formula.
All right, this is the good stuff. Let's get practical. How do we actually do this? Let's open up the teacher's toolkit and look at 3 core strategies you can literally start using tomorrow.
Inside that toolkit, you're going to find 3 main tools. First, the homework preview, then homework to deepen knowledge, and finally, homework to practice a skill. Let's break down what each of these looks like.
Okay, first up, the preview. And honestly, this one is a total game changer. Instead of introducing a brand new topic cold in class, you give students a little sneak peek the night before. Maybe it's watching a quick video or reading a short, interesting article. They come to class with a little bit of a foundation, some context, and, this is the best part, they come in with questions. It just completely changes the vibe in the room from passive listening to active discovery.
Strategy number 2 is all about deepening knowledge. This is what you use when your students have the basics down, but you want them to go further. You're not asking them just to remember facts, you're pushing them to organize information, to compare and contrast things, to really find the patterns. This is where that real critical thinking starts to light up.
And check this out. Here's a super simple but really powerful way to do that. A student just takes 6 facts they've learned and has to sort them into 2 categories that they come up with. The real learning isn't just in the sorting. It's in them having to think about why they sorted them that way. It forces them to build a mental model for the information, and it's so much deeper than just memorizing a list. And finally, our third strategy, practice. Now, this is the one we're probably most familiar with, but its purpose is very, very specific. It's about building mastery. Once a student can do a skill in class, solve a certain kind of math problem, conjugate a verb, practicing at home is what builds their speed, their accuracy, their fluency, until that skill becomes automatic.
But wait a minute. This whole system doesn't work in a vacuum, right? There's a crucial third party we need to bring into the loop: parents. We need to get them on board as our partners.
And this part is so important. The parent's role is to be a supporter, not a reteacher. They do not need to be an expert in algebra or American history. Their really powerful role is to ask good questions, to listen to their kid explain a topic out loud, or maybe just to time a practice drill. When parents have a clear, manageable role, believe me, everybody's stress level goes way down.
Now, hearing all this, it might feel like a lot. But listen, nobody expects you to flip a switch and be perfect overnight. This is a journey of professional growth. So let's look at a roadmap that can help you figure out where you're starting from and where you're headed. So this scale here is a great way to map out that journey. As I go through these steps, just think, where am I right now? Be honest with yourself. Maybe you're at step 1, kind of assigning homework just out of routine. That's okay. The next step is to start making it purposeful. Then you start monitoring how it's going, until you reach that innovating stage where you're adapting and tailoring homework for each unique kid. It's a really clear path forward.
And this is where we're all aiming to be, an innovating teacher. You're so comfortable with these strategies that you can adapt them on the fly, creating that perfect learning moment for every single student. It's really the art and science of teaching, all rolled into one.
Okay, so let's recap. If you're going to remember just a few things from our chat today, make it these. First, ditch the busy work. Trade it for purpose. Every time. Second, get really comfortable with your 3 main tools: preview, deepen, and practice. Third, bring parents into the fold as supporters, not teachers. And finally, be kind to yourself and see this as your own professional journey.
So I want to leave you with one final thought, one question to take with you. Looking at your own teaching practice right now, what is one small step you can take, maybe even tomorrow, to make homework just a little more purposeful? Because that one small step, that's where the revolution really begins.